somebody stop me, stop me, stop me, oh, somebody stop me. Lord, if I'm doing it wrong, then please stop me. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cock the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Look at them. How to make it in America.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the state of Florida and TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerged from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Green 80. Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They convert on third with a gain of 22.
Let's
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Double tight. Hey, 4 down.
4 down, a first down carry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Two tights.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Double tight. Out.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cole. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. Now Leonard Fournette. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making a big-time play?
Now Bortles. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Jags have taken the early lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Hey. White 80.
First carry for James Conner. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Blitz. Let's go. Strong right. 4 down.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
Got him!
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Set. Slew 30.
They'll indeed go for it with Roethlisberger. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.
Man left. We got 4.
A handoff to Fournette. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurt away through him.
Now Fournette, and he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here we go.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
You are too.
you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Bortles now on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Steelers' offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up there.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Malik Jackson there to make the stop.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
I got him. Fofo's a Mike. Mike's Fofo. Big. Get off the field.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
4 down. Set. Block 80. Block 80.
Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Watch tight. Tight ends right.
Green 80.
Here's a give to Flynn. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On the run, it's Fournette. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Tight end right. We got three, fellas.
Green 80.
Here's Bortles to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Cole. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Bortles to Cole for the Jacksonville first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now a play fake here on first down. This is caught. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Steelers set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Hey, 4 down.
Set. Blue 30. Jack 16.
44 is Mike. Check.
Flag.
2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Telvin Smith coming with pressure. He drops him on the blitz for a loss of 12.
Let's go.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
44 is the Mike.
Flag.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
4 down. Alert. Watch twist. Watch that.
8.
Twist. Watch the twist.
Flag.
Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. On the return, it's Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Strong right. Strong right. Come on. You better bring it.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now.
Like 30.
Fo's and Mike. Mike's Fo's.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Now they go screen and complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's 4th. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here we go.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Tight end's right.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
We got 4. We got 4.
They'll run with Fournette. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They go play action here on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Fournette. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to flare up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Here we go.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Spread left. Spread left.
To throw is Bortles. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Third touchdown pass of the game for Blake Bortles. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on fourth, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Telvin Smith in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger.
Black 20.
Now Roethlisberger. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Set. Black 20.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Like the footwork back there, and I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Running left, it's Fournette. There he goes inside the 30 and down to the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in 3rd and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in 3rd and manageable. They've got a chance at a first down.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will make the lead now 26. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Steelers. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Stay on the slot. Motion.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And they